Hello, this is Hi Bob Warbob, and let's play some Ultimate General Civil War. Hello, and welcome back. Today we are moving on to Malvern Hill. We are joined, the royal we of Warbob, is joined by Something Compass today.
So this it'll be interesting to see if you come up with something interesting, different, innovative here.
I
I
really tried to put men on that other hill, and it just does not work. They charge you down every time.
on the right,
Yes.
the far right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just
You can't
they
hide.
just get two cores, and you just don't start with that much. You just have to slug it out with them, and you really do, I think, want to buy time. So you want to stand here and fight, and you're going to be outnumbered. So
Are you sure? Are you sure you want to buy time, or do you want to just flank around them and wipe them out?
oh well, if you can do that, bonus.
Yeah, yeah. That would be the goal here, is to flank around to the um west and north, and we are going to sweep them off the map.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I always just hold here. But the Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have a recon bar.
Nope. I did not put
I
any points in recon.
You don't need it, and most people don't even use it. But for me, it's a great aid when I play.
Yeah, to be able to get up to, if I'm gonna aim for 300k by the end of the thing, you really have to have all of the points into politics that you can.
Oh, you're gonna have 300K at the end of this. But wait, are you buying men with reputation?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, you're gonna have 300K.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's my goal, is to have 300k at the end of this.
Oh, long before Richmond, you're gonna have 300K.
So Bobcat, I started working with Bobcat on some information. Something is going wrong. Can you Why is my mic not picking up my voice? There we go. Maybe?
No, you're fine. I hear you.
No, like my mic. Oh, it's the media source that I'm looking at. Okay. That explains it. I was freaking myself out there. Um Starts with an M, and it wasn't mic, it was media source. The writing is so small on there I can't hardly even see it. So what was I even saying? I completely lost my train of thought.
You were talking about getting to 300,000.
300,000. Bobcat.
Yeah.
So Bobcat, I met him through Steam. He was posting some videos about like almost hitting 300k with the Union, and so I started talking to him about it, and about some different things. And he did some crazy stuff. Like, he only lost 800 men at Malvern Hill,
Wow.
but
I'd like to see that video.
basically what it is that he hides at the very bottom of the map, and the enemy doesn't come after him. And then what you do is you, at the very end, run in with like cav and stuff, and like take the flag and win. So
That
you
would work.
never fight, basically. I
But
mean,
scaling might become a problem. But
yes.
on legendary, doesn't matter probably.
I mean, it does. Because did you see what happened to History Guy?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't wipe him out, and he was facing like 130,000 men at some battles, like crazy numbers. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like I never faced that many men at battles outside of Washington, like, because
Yeah,
his manpower pool was like 130,000, like not his manpower pool, but the enemy's manpower pool on his play.
yes. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he was getting the victory and just, tapping out as fast as possible. The enemy manpower pool kept skyrocketing. He was taking a lot of losses on top of that, so Yeah, you end up in a situation where you're heavily outnumbered, and the enemy just, yeah, at the end it seemed hopeless. Well, I think he had to reload
I mean, he went back and refought like a bunch.
half the campaign.
Yeah, to be able to get back into it. It's pretty bad.
But that can happen, and yeah, we were all afraid of enemy scaling in the very beginning. That was like the thing you had to get under control. Now I want to drive upscaling, but I really don't want the enemy to have, enemy manpower pool of 130. That would just make me cringe.
Yeah, it gets painful once they get up there. And in some ways, I almost wish that the manpower pool minimum was higher. Like that it went up by like, I don't know, 10,000 per side battle. I mean, per main battle or something like that, just to like create some difficulty. But the problem is that if you were actually like playing like normal size units, not going up to 2,500, that would get painful real fast.
Yeah, and I don't think the game is balanced for people who've played thousands of hours.
Well, yeah, that's also true. So as you can tell, I am like heavily outnumbered, like total number of units and all that, but I've got a concave to end all concaves here.
Yeah.
And I'm just able to get flank shots from every which direction, pushing them all back across this river. And then as they keep trying to cross back across the river, they keep getting beat up real bad by all my units sitting in that forest over there. Getting flank shots on units even whenever they're in this forest up here. I mean, what, I have like 8 units? I have 8 units, and like they have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like they have probably double my number of units.
Yeah, this is just a wonderful kill zone.
Yeah. Still able to completely destroy them though, just because of placement and just being careful, making sure that they don't get to take advantage of any of their numbers.
Interesting.
What?
Well, it's a nice half circle, and the enemy is just, he's deciding that that's a good place for him to fight, which is suicidal. Your force to the north and the south has terrific cover. Your guys to the left are able to get flank shots if they're a little bit careful.
They also allow my other guys to get flank shots by holding attention.
Yes. And the enemy is going to see this, and his strategy, I bet, is I need to reinforce this because that's where the fight is, rather than send guys
around.
Normally does send them around where they're a nuisance.
Yep.
Instead, you're going to the far right, and you just send a bunch of units to the far left, and I bet they're going to go on your far left, which is now the far north, and continue to get just a big encirclement.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They do spawn up there, and sometimes they'll come down towards this forest, and that's annoying.
I was going to say that doesn't he get units that like right on this road, kind of behind your army?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd be real concerned about that.
Yeah.
That would be.
But I have great cover, and he has to cross a river.
Okay, all right. I would still be real concerned about him coming in behind my line.
Yeah. Concern is a good word for it. But look how he has like nobody in cover now.
Yeah.
They're all in the river, marching across the river. Like, they're all in terrible positions at this point.
I think the great weakness of the AI is that he is unable to take into account terrain. Like, he cannot calculate, okay, this is an open area, I have terrible cover, this is water, I shouldn't stand here. He has no way of like thinking about that. It's just, the enemy's in front of me, I'm going to march up and shoot. The fact that I'm waist deep in water is like not part of, there's no thought that, that I shouldn't do that.
See that? Like, look at that. Like, crossing water, 100% cover, like, perfect place. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Like, I'm not even shooting into a forest. Like, I pulled back far enough so I won't shoot into the forest. They have to come to the water to get at me. Sending units around to the north. It if they had charged like early in that, like if they had actually like just come down south and just like come at me, I might have not only had like one unit or so, but now other units are starting to move in to reinforce. I've got 2 units up there facing them. They've got their skirmishers attached. They're ready. They're waiting. I'm in a good place now.
Oh, Malvern Hill should not look like this at all. This is so wrong.
I mean, to be honest though, like, who was it that fought this? McClellan? McClellan
Yes.
had the numbers to do this.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he couldn't get the numbers where the actual fight, but that's what Lee always did. I mean, that was his ability to not just hit the enemy at a point where he outnumbered him and had an advantage, but hit the enemy at a point where the enemy was going to then respond in such a way that he'd be able to set up the next blow. So against Lee, what most people don't understand, I saw an article on this, I think it was War College or something, that it wasn't just one blow, it was you were going to get one hit, you were going to respond to it, and then he was going to react to your response and punish you for it. Then you were going to respond to that, and he was going to hit you again. It's like he was very reactive. So it was, he wasn't planning like one blow, he was planning where he was going to have a huge advantage. He was going to hit you there to set up the next blow and the next blow and the next blow. So you were just like always being staggered. And that's kind of what, that's kind of what this looks like. Like the AI is going to make a decision and it's going to be a bad one.
I'm trying to find good cover here, and it is not particularly easy.
It's better than his cover on that bridge.
Yeah, but I wanted to actually hit him while he was on the bridge, and I just figured out that really being that far forward doesn't get me good enough cover to warrant getting shots on the bridge. I'd rather have shots like as he comes off the bridge instead.
Normally I would take the bridge shot. The problem is he has what looks like 50 guys right behind that guy. So you rout him and then, all the guys behind him come up and shoot at you.
Yeah,
and you're going to take losses. So if there were a dozen fewer guys.
A dozen? I mean, yeah, I mean, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 units right there. Either across the bridge or right there. And then Anderson's over there, Law's over there. Like,
yeah,
they're everywhere.
Yeah, you just can't exchange shots.
No, even in good cover, like, I can't exchange shots even. It's really terrifying, the number of men that he has there. And, like, these units have just gotten worn down over time. They've almost, all 3 of them have almost taken 500 losses.
Yep, no way around that.
But, I mean...
But the destruction is real.
Yeah.
I'm noticing on the strategic map, because I always look at the strategic map. No one else pays attention to it, but I do. I was just noticing there's a red dot over there.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened over here. I just know that somehow I routed him without ever even looking over here, which I guess was really lucky. He must have been pointing like in a weird direction or something. I don't really understand exactly what happened, to be honest. This is not great, but
well, the reason it's not great is because look at all the supporting fire he's going to get. Like if it was just 2 of your units against 1 of his, great. But yeah, you wouldn't want to stay in that melee and have him firing into it. That would be sad. And your whole line would be turned if that happened. That would be bad.
Crossing this river is really hard to come at him.
He has a sizable army. I've done this before where, not exactly like this, but later where I cross the river and come down like, from the north. There's a pile of guys back there. Like I was always surprised why aren't these guys on the front line? Why are they all back here, having cigarettes and a drink or whatever the heck they're doing?
Most of his guys actually are kind of on the front line at this point.
Yeah, but look at all those guys who are back there. Like, my guess is you're going to come out of these trees and there's still going to be like 3, 4, 5 units who are back there doing who knows what.
Yeah, but they're like the majority of his guys are pretty close to the front line. The front line just happens to be an uncrossable river except at certain points. So, I mean, it's just asking to get slaughtered every time he comes over it. Getting into the cannons now, which is nice.
I'm thinking, besides Burnside, who's the Union equivalent that would just keep charging across bridges?
I don't know, but the CSA equivalent, you mean?
Well, any general who would be that bad.
Oh, yeah.
Bragg, maybe, for the CSA, but I'm trying to think of any other general that would just keep charging across that bridge.
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yes, then quit. No sense being a damn fool about it. So that's the rest of that phrase that nobody picks up on. I'm surprised he only has one infantry unit on the far right. I would have expected 4.
Well, Jones already got routed from over there. Jones was the one I already routed once.
Yes.
And then that guy. So that's 2 so far.
There should be a couple more. Usually a couple guys. Sometimes like 6. It seems like 6 units or something would make that movement around the flank and come in kind of the other side on your far right across the bridge.
The catch is that I've already like caught so much of their attention.
That's what I think.
To the other side. Jones is coming back now.
I think that what we have here is that all the reinforcements, instead of going around to his left, instead went into the...
Look how many guys are on that bridge. 1, 2, 3. That's like 7 units on that bridge.
Yeah. Well, they're in the water. They're not even on the... I mean...
I thought that was a bridge.
No, there's a ford there, not a bridge.
Was it?
No, it's a ford. Isn't it?
I don't know.
Take a look back.
There's a bridge there. That's a ford. Okay. Yeah, that's a ford. So, not even at a bridge. At a ford.
Still, 0 cover.
So many kills there.
Oh, yeah.
Captured a couple supply wagons.
Anytime you can catch them in water, it's a really good time.
And there's another supply wagon like way over there.
I saw that guy.
So there's 2 units still over here, and that's it. Looks like.
Now, I'd make the mistake and push too hard right now, but and you never want to interrupt the enemy when he's making a catastrophic mistake.
Yeah.
So the right play is don't push too hard. Let him keep charging across that ford.
I'm not sure how much longer I let it keep going. I can't remember.
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's losing enthusiasm for the attack. You've taken the... Like, the enemy gets to a point where he's no longer aggressive, even on Legendary.
Yeah. Very true.
On Brigadier General, that's 2 minutes into every battle. On Legendary, you have to really knock the tar out of them.
And sometimes they still don't get the memo until, like, later than you would think.
Yeah.
I feel like that one guy that's standing like in the forest, like over by the vision point, is just a little bit too far back in that forest. But at the same time, I'm not sure it would be good to like actually go for him anyway. So I don't know. Oh wow, what am I doing there?
You were snagging a supply wagon.
No, I mean the fact that I have him like moving like all the way back there. Oh, that is the supply wagon that's moving. Okay, I thought it was my unit that I told to move like back there, and I was like, what are you doing?
No, you were just having your unit like teleport forward, snag, because the supply wagon for some reason thought it was a real good idea to move. Like this one is also doing.
Yeah, like what are you doing, supply wagon? Like.
Yeah, makes no sense.
But then again, their unit's doing the same thing, so it's like I don't even know. Whatever.
There's something hard coded in there that let's all go off this way. Who knows why?
Yeah. So, and then this guy's gonna shoot me. Oh.
Yeah, the supply wagon did it first. He led, and you snagged the first one, and then you're trying to snag the second one. And all his routing units, for some reason, are going in this weird.
Oh look,
and Jackson is over there. Who knows why?
Because routing units. He ran to like. Jones had been routing, so he was running to Jones, and then, of course...
Yeah, pretty weird.
He's there.
Yep, the game can be weird.
So there's 3 units over there, kind of. and then Tunis is kind of sitting back there. But really, like the majority of their units were crossing the river pretty consistently there for a bit.
Yes.
But see, now they don't seem to be crossing the river much. Partly because I've kind of moved in from different sides, and it kind of keeps them from being able to, like... Nope, there he goes. He's going to cross the river again.
Ooh, the charge meter, it looks like it reset. I was wondering if the charge meter would reset and he'd give it another go. Because that's what happens, is at the start of every phase, almost every phase, the charge meter will reset.
I'm not sure if he's... Is he charging with all of those units across the river?
They all move.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of units.
And these other guys on the right, they were totally beaten, and yet they came back to fight.
Hey, look, we got a bunch more units that can barely get to the front.
Yes.
And, like, these guys somehow are able to, like, outrun me by, like, double my speed somehow.
Always.
It's like... Oh, and that guy sitting in that forest. At 600 men, like... I think I end up just, like, getting into melee with him, because I was like, no, I'm just...
That was my first thought. I would just, like, walk on top.
But my guy's exhausted, I think. Isn't he?
Still, you'd be able to kill him. You'd shoot
Oh,
him.
that cannon shoot me, though.
Whoa, look at all those units. They went up. Do you see all those units that went into the water, got hit, and now they're all routing together?
Yeah.
They just got
so
hammered.
many units. Yeah, it's Johnson that's annoying me, though. Like, the easy LZ or whatever, I can deal with that, but the fact that Johnson's going to be able to just keep shooting me, I was just like, oh, this is making me mad. This little 600-man unit is going to, like, ruin my day.
Yeah, and the big thing is, units that would be better used someplace else now get tied up in this nonsense.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening.
Oh, see, my guy gets routed.
Oh, that's the Union Army.
It's because these cannon. I mean, he's taken 2 cannon to the face along with an infantry unit in the forest, so, I mean, it's not too surprising.
Yeah.
But still, like, it's pretty annoying. Look at that. Oh, man, that's so dirty. Keep crossing the river like that, man. Like, I'll take that all day.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard to imagine someone other than Burnside who wouldn't, be
Get
that
the memo. Bad. Like, come on, man. Like,
stop charging across the water.
It didn't work the first 10 times. It's not going to work the next 10 times.
Yeah, they don't learn during the campaign either. They just keep charging across very bad terrain.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but sometimes they're geniuses. The AI can be a genius sometimes. Like, I've seen it, like, turn its flank away from me, and then I go to shoot it on the other flank, and it turns that flank away from me. And, like, it's done it, like, 3 or 4 times, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, because it takes so long to reload that, like, then by the time you actually get a shot again, then he's turned again, and you're like, oh, this is so annoying.
Yeah, it's the spinning propeller of death, where they just keep... You can get them to the point where they're just spinning and not shooting.
Well, I mean, that's okay. Like, that's good. But what I'm talking about is whenever they don't just spin like that, they spin and, like, hit you, but then you never can get a flank shot on them because they're always turning in the right direction to keep you from getting a flank. Which just leads to you, like, not getting good shots. Because sometimes I just need that one flank shot just to rout them real quick, and instead I get, like, a bunch of shots from the front, and it just doesn't do enough morale damage to rout them.
Yeah, and that is really important. Even though they come back so fast, you're just degrading the enemy units so much over time that by the time you get them to the end, they'll surrender, which is what you want, if you're using the UI mod. So, yeah, what I see now is you've got them completely surrounded.
Yeah. And...
Oh, look, there's the artillery reserve.
Yay! All 3 units?
I think that's your parade unit, isn't it? That you want the artillery to be part of the parade, the victory parade?
I think that seems about right.
Because they don't do any fighting,
No,
So I'm guessing they're there for
they're good
the
looks.
victory. Yeah. I mean, you want that. You want, modern day, you want the rocket parade, and that's what you're using them for.
Yeah, they go boom.
Yeah.
They make good noises.
Yeah. You
Oh,
can,
this guy gets away, I think.
uh,
Oh, but I need somebody to get away, don't I? How much time's left? Like 2 hours are left in the battle, and they're like almost wiped out.
yeah. Yeah, you will want to grind conditions. So,
Yeah.
hey, the infantry that you had run over there on your left, it's supposed to come up on your left now. They'll have something to do.
Almost. One unit left there. I can't remember which unit that lived, but I bet it's the one that's going towards the left north. Yeah.
Yep. Battle looks like it might be coming to an end.
Almost 2 hours left.
Hey, I take it back. If you have 2 hours, that artillery might get a shot.
oh,
Nope.
that guy surrendered, so the other guy's there.
Nope.
The other
Not
guy's the
gonna
one that's gonna do. Just have to make sure not to actually capture him or kill him, because you'll lose all that time.
Yeah, by instinct, I'd go after that commander, but you actually want the commander to live to bring that guy back.
Yeah, or to keep him from ever going. But I guess I did kill him. But that's fine. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I would have gone for the kill, and then thought, oh, should have let him live. Too late. Because now he's real prone to surrender or capture.
I think that I keep him from surrendering. I can't remember though.
Hour and 30 minutes.
There's still like 3 minutes left in this recording, so there should be. Oh, but then, I'll probably just skip ahead. I should just pause it right now and skip ahead, because, I mean, really, like, this isn't the interesting part of the battle. There we go.
No, you did. You cut that out.
There we go. Because, I mean, it was like an hour running, so.
Hey, did your artillery get any kills?
I don't think so.
Yeah. That's a great result.
Yeah.
That's absolutely a great result.
Yeah. Little under 5K losses. And
over 50,000 kills.
10-1 right there. 6,000 kills. 6,000 kills.
That is sweet.
Yeah. I mean, it's right at 10-1 for both those. And then the next one's actually more like almost 20-1.
Yeah. Look at that. 4,000 kills, 279. 2,800 kills, 158. Let's do that every day.
Yeah, 2,600, 182.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Those are terrific.
Yeah. Real good numbers. I don't know if I probably don't scroll down to my cannons, but I might. We'll see. Their cannons, 432 kills in their cannon. That is painful.
Yeah.
That Johnson was a thorn in my side, but most of their guys are pretty low.
Do you have the setting on where he's going to fire at your artillery by default, or?
Yeah, I do. But I mean, I don't have any artillery for him to shoot.
Yeah. Well, what I did is I created a 6-pound unit, and you might as well make it 24 guns. And as long as that unit is closer to the enemy than your real guns, he'll fire at the crappy 6-pound units.
0 kills on all those cannons.
Not a surprise. Look at all those promotions.
Yeah, promotions galore in this one.
That's one of the huge advantages of playing on Legendary, is just the promotions.
I also don't know what weapons we get either. Some Napoleons, 7K Harper's Ferries, and 55s. Looks like no, that's money. I was looking at the 5,000 money, and thought that was just a couple recovers.
7,055s, and after this, you can have 2 really high rep buys of, I think, 55s and Harper's Ferries too.
Yeah, but I bought the people instead.
Because you want to have 360,000 men going into Richmond, where you're going to face 200,000 enemy.
And you can only bring 302,000 is the max you can bring.
Yeah. So, that's counting your
extra unit. Well, that's the extra unit. You can have an extra unit.
You're not going to have an extra unit.
Okay, so we have the spreadsheet pulled up. Once again, my loss percent went up 7% now.
That's not much.
Went up by 1% like every battle. These last 3 battles.
Yeah, but that's
Still not bad.
That's tiny.
11-1, almost. Real close. For some reason, this is broken again, so we need to fix that. 0.04. So a little bit over 11 then. Low kill percentage, but I killed everybody, captured most of them. So it's just a lot of the units while they were crossing over that the ford shattered, because there's so many units right there that they're never going to be able to surrender while there's like a ton of units right there. And different ones get hit different amounts, so it's not a very even.
Yeah, but that's still a huge percentage. That's,
yeah, it's not bad.
That's
4,774 losses, 54,000 kills,
and you got 7,000 Harper's Ferries out of it.
7,000 Harper's Ferries. It's good. It's a good day.
Oh, it's a great day, and
yours was not bad. I mean, well, I mean the loss percentage is bad. Like we were talking about, size of units that you brought at this point in Legendary was still rather small.
Too small.
Yeah, and it led to this problem.
Took me, and I didn't replay it. It just took me to this point because I'd come from the Major General campaign where you could fight the battles with half-size units of 1250 and you were perfectly fine. But on Legendary, he hits too hard. And that was the lesson, that your units have to be large enough to be able to fight at the end of the battle.
Yeah.
And that's what that shows. That's where I learned that lesson. So yeah, it took some hits. And adjusted, built a larger army, and went on with the campaign. But the thing about the Union campaign, unlike the CSA campaign, you can have a battle where you take a lot of losses and you come right back. Like, you get plenty of men, plenty of equipment, plenty of money. You can rebuild your army and come back, just like the Union did. In the CSA campaign, every man you lose, you will feel at the end of the campaign.
Definitely. Because, I mean, you're never going to go up to...
Yeah.
Like, all men, basically.
No matter what you do. And we've both done it, where we've both invested a lot in recruits with reputation and politics. You go into politics, and you still always want more men.
So my second corps lost no men, killed nobody, pretty much. I don't know. Yeah, zero kills on my entire second corps.
Yeah.
Because everybody was dead by the time they came onto the battlefield.
Well, this was the mobile reserve.
Yeah, totally.
And the parade artillery formations.
I think these 3 are the ones that held the line up there and took a lot of losses. But even adding straight up rookies to them, they're still over 2 stars. So
I would really think about breaking them down and saving XP.
That one loses, but
yeah, I would break those guys down and save the XP and put rookies in there.
I mean, all I do is put rookies in with 2 stars.
Yeah, but those units, their stats are so nice.
They are. I mean,
600 Union rookies going in there, like, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's still above 2 stars though.
Yeah, it is.
Just barely, but a lot of these guys did better than that. But I mean, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like break them all down and put rookies up to 2,500 men and just barely make 2 star.
Yeah,
that's what I do with all my 2 star units. Every single one of my 2 star units at the start of the battle starts out as 2 stars with 0 experience. So then I can gain experience during the battle, and I can bring as many 2 star units as I can. This time, it didn't matter as much. I guess I could have had better stats on my front men, because like I had 4 units of 2 stars that didn't even get to come into the battle, basically. Like, but they still got stamina and a little bit of morale from it. But
And to your point earlier, the whole point with the Union campaign is get these guys from no stars to 2 stars as fast as possible.
I mean,
That's
most people
that's
are saying get them to 1 star as fast as
yes,
possible.
yes,
I'm playing this like I want to get them from 1 star to 2 star as fast as possible. And I'm not bringing 1 star units and having them fight most battles. Most battles, my main fighting force is all 2 stars, and I'm just gaining experience so that then I can put more men so I can spread those 2 stars out further.
yeah. And I got to tell you, this is part of the reason why I love the Union campaign so much, is because the recruits are so terrible. Like building
Oh, they
the
are.
army is more challenging, and I like the army building part of this as much as the fighting. So yeah, to me, it's like, how do I make this happen when everything's stacked against you? And yeah, having your army come in all 2 stars at this point is, yeah, it's just great.
Yeah. And I didn't even use any cannons for the
Yeah,
battle.
you didn't use any cannons for either battle. Your cannons did 0.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the same for Second Bull Run too.
Oh, that's weird, because there is an opportunity for your artillery to do something at Second Bull.
Yeah, I mean, there was an opportunity here too. I could have brought in an artillery unit and hit them as they crossed that river. It
Yeah,
would have been amazing at hitting them as they crossed that river.
it's true. A 20-pound Parrot, or a James.
24-pound howitzer?
At, I'm thinking medium range guns would have had save
I mean,
time. Could
yeah.
have saved harvested kills. But yeah, I like putting 24-pound howitzers right on the front line. Like, if 2 or 3 24-pound howitzer batteries right on the front line firing into that ford,
Yeah, they would have never crossed.
well, they just would have routed faster, and your infantry seemed to be having a really good time.
They did. I don't know
Yes,
exactly what they're like, but I mean, this guy got what, 10 to 1? No.
Oh yeah,
I guess these guys didn't. They only got 5 to 1. This guy got 10 to 1.
yeah. You had a bunch of units get 10 to 1.
And then 10 to 1 there. Over 10 to 1 by a bit.
Yeah.
And then that's really close to 10 to 1. Most of them got pretty close to 10 to 1. They didn't get to move much though. That's almost 20 to 1. Well, no. It's like 15 to 1. But some of them only got 5 to 1. But that's fine. It's not a big deal. A little over 10 to 1.
But like, the
They
way
didn't
you're
get to
doing-
move around as much, which is kind of a problem. So like these guys didn't get to move like at all the whole battle. So they basically didn't gain any stamina.
They gain some, and like you said, it's better to have like 90 stamina, so you're grinding up some command bar with it.
Right, but they're going to get raw recruits, and that's only 74 stamina then. Instead of like these guys who gained some stamina and didn't lose as many men, will stay at 90. I know or like these guys, they actually did gain some instead of like the other guys that didn't gain any, basically, so they stay at 77. You still want it to be high. You don't want to drop too low on stamina if you can help it, because it is nice to have high stamina.
Yes.
But there's nothing you can really do. Like here, you're just going to take losses on those units that hold in that position. There's nothing you can do about that unless you find a way to route them before they can cross that river. And the only way to do that is to bring in a bunch of cannon. And then you're just going to take more losses on your infantry, because then you don't have as much infantry to like actually hold the line.
And you wouldn't have as much coverage. You didn't really have much coverage. I mean, it was
Not in the beginning.
your units were pretty spread out. And
Yeah.
if he had gotten a couple of your units to route, your whole line would have collapsed. You couldn't have held it.
Very
So
true.
you did not have, and it's not like, I'm sure Second Bull Run, you're going to have units on top of each other.
They're everywhere.
Yeah,
So
they're-
many units.
Look at my, just pull up my Brigadier General massive army. There have to be 100 units just parked on top of each other looking for something to do.
I think the
And of
most
course-
you can bring is 96.
Yeah.
But I
it's-
mean, that's basically 100. And then all the
That's freak-
skirmishers.
yeah,
Detached
just
skirmishers.
ridiculous, because there's just not, it's a huge map, but there's,
Yeah,
it's
where you
not-
actually need to fight, there's just not enough room.
yeah. I mean, I have a line across the entire length of the map, and I still have units with nothing to do.
Very
So-
true. Just run in circles. That's your job.
Yes.
You're a dedicated circle runner.
It's, yeah.
It's not much of a job, but you're
There's
my
nothing
number
else
one
better than
choice for it.
when you have 100,000 men facing 5,000, and there's no room on the front line for you. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, this has been fun. We hit our 40 minutes, so I think it's about time to wrap it up. This battle was good. I took a little bit different approach by moving forward, but it wasn't like groundbreaking. It's basically the movement that you would normally make at the end of the battle.
Yeah.
I made it at the beginning of the battle. You have to be really careful about charges. That is one thing that will get you into really big trouble, is if they start charging you before you can get into the forest to the left of the uncrossable river, except where the fords are. You want to be really careful about charges up until the point where you can actually hold that forest. Besides that, everything is pretty stock standard. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Well, this has been a blast. Hope you guys have had as much fun as I've had. I'll see you again in the next episode. You guys have a good one,